Today I show you the 5G settings on your Samsung Android phone and how to set the mobile data limits so that you don't go over the limit for your monthly plan on your subscription or your pay-as-you-go card. So I will show you first of all here. Now the phone is on Wi-Fi and I will disable the Wi-Fi to switch to 5G. When your Samsung phone is connected to mobile internet, you will have some kind of a logo here that says 5G or 4G depending on which network you are on. This icon here will say 4G or 5G depending on which network type you're on, and now it's connected to 5G. I disable the Wi-Fi. I re-enable it just so I can switch back to Wi-Fi. The phone will switch to Wi-Fi automatically if it finds a network. And you can also disable the mobile data from the quick settings here, pull down from the top. You can disable both of them. If you have a problem with the internet, the quickest way to solve it is usually to disable both Wi-Fi and mobile data and turn on the Wi-Fi. And if you have mobile data subscription, turn on the mobile data also and change between them to see if it's the Wi-Fi or the mobile data the problem. To see the mobile data settings, the 5G settings, you pull down the quick settings menu and then you see the mobile data. It could be somewhere else here, or you might have to pull down again and you might have to add it. You add the pencil icon here and add your icon from below from these options. These are widgets in the quick settings menu. So long press on the mobile data. The mobile data icon is this one with two arrows, one up and one down. Long press on it and you will see the settings here for Samsung. On the screen, on the data usage, so long press on the mobile data icon here and you go to this page, the screen, where it shows you how much of your mobile data you used. It's usually a good idea to set limits here, and you can also turn on data saver and disable it. It depends on if some apps, they might not work properly or they might be prevented from running in the background, and it depends on you if you want to do that. And then the allowed network for apps, you can choose which apps can allow the network. You can set this at any point later. And here, this is the toggle for mobile data to have it completely enabled or disabled. And the mobile data usage, the mobile data usage page will show you how much each app was using in this cycle. And you can change the previous months, the previous periods. And this is it's a information page. You can also set billing cycle and data warnings. I have here a data warning set at 2 gigabytes. When the monthly in this period reaches 2 gigabytes, it will show me a warning. There is no data limit, but I could enable it at 5 giga. So the phone will not work unless if it consumes more than the limit in your plan. This you set it manually based on what your mobile data provider will tell you. So if you have a plan of 5 giga, you set the limit at 5 giga, but you can always disable this later. I really like to have the limit to the maximum, because once you use more than the plan, then it's more expensive. Usually you want to use mobile internet within a plan. I don't know, it depends in which country, it depends where you live, but here the mobile internet is very expensive and this is how it is. And there is no unlimited. If you had unlimited mobile internet, you wouldn't need to worry about the limits. The unlimited mobile internet is really the best way to go. You can also see the Wi-Fi data usage, how much of the data you've been using through Wi-Fi. Here you have the total Wi-Fi usage, and it's just regular usage, nothing special. And below you have the list of apps where it shows you for each app how much of the Wi-Fi data was used. The Wi-Fi data is not the Wi-Fi data is not limited, so that's a great thing. And now I can switch to 5G if I wanted to, but there is really no reason to. When you're at home, you should have the Wi-Fi enabled and connect to Wi-Fi only. It's really useful when you're outside and you need to send messages or make a call. You can make a call through a messaging app instead of an actual call, or a video call. You can make a video call, or when you're at home and there is no internet, the 5G is a nice option to go through. When there is no Wi-Fi internet, it will switch automatically to the 5G. When there is home internet, when there is an internet connection through the Wi-Fi, it will use the Wi-Fi and not the mobile data. So you can have both of them enabled all the time. But if you have a weak Wi-Fi network and it might disconnect sometimes, be careful that the Wi-Fi could disconnect and it switches to the 5G or 4G, and then it might use your data. If that happens, the data might be used more and you wouldn't know it. For this, it's good to have app restrictions. So you will have some apps that are heavy on data usage. For example, YouTube. If you're watching videos on YouTube, you might want to have that on restricted, to not to be able to use the mobile data if you have a plan with a lower limit. So you can set limits. You can set apps to use mobile data or Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi only, or mobile data preferred, even if that's what you wanted. Other than the data usage menu, you can go back to the connections tab and mobile networks. So here I have mobile networks. I can enable VO LTE. So this will use 4G calling. This will make the calls from the phone better quality, from what I understand, and supposedly you don't need to have a mobile plan for this. This is all part of the network, and by default is off. So I would suggest you contact your mobile network provider and ask them if you will be charged to use this. I think it depends on each network provider, and if they say they don't charge you, you could enable it without any issues. You can also change the network mode from 5G to 4G, 3G, 2G to 4G, 3G, 2G, and also basically here you disable 5G with the first option is all the options. Here the first option has all the connection types. The second option disables 5G. The second option disables 5G. The third option disables 4G and 5G. And then the last two options, I don't know why you would want to use maybe the last option. The last two options, I believe, there are only for areas where the signal is very weak, and you might want to try to disable 4G and 5G. This is basically a way to connect in remote areas. And there are settings for access point names, but this usually you don't need to change it anymore. And the network operators, you will set it automatically for your own network. If you are in roaming, you could deselect this. The network operators settings here, you will most likely have it automatic here. But when you are in roaming, you can actually disable this setting and choose whatever operator you like. In the network operator settings here, you have set automatically for your own network when you're in your own country. But when you're abroad in roaming, you can actually disable this and choose whatever operators are available. Maybe some of them are better quality, maybe they have more coverage. So I would choose the one that's by default here. And then that's all, it's set here. So if I want to refresh it, if I want to change the network again, I can choose another one. Because I'm now on the SITA, on this SITA Mobile Vodafone card, I cannot choose the other ones because this is a card from SITA. So I will put it here. It says registering there, it's quick. I'll put it back to automatic. So that's easy. There is also the SIM manager option where you can choose between the SIM cards. You can also disable the SIM card here. You can add an eSIM from here. and choose the preferred SIMs for calls, messages, and mobile data. If you had two SIMs, you could choose between SIM 1 and 2, or even completely turn it off. You can also go to the more SIM settings and choose the pin. You can change the SIM pin, but I don't have the SIM pin for this. I don't want it. And more connection settings. Here you have the more connection settings for VPN and private DNS. The auto update system settings from the network. You can also use the mobile hotspot and Bluetooth tethering to share the mobile data from your phone to your laptop. You can use the phone as a 4G router, and then it sets a hotspot as a Wi-Fi, and your laptop it can connect to the Wi-Fi of the phone. That's really useful actually. The flight mode is to disable the radio on the phone. I believe the Wi-Fi would still be on if you do that. So flight mode will have the little airplane icon, but the Wi-Fi is still on, so you can disable the Wi-Fi manually. But now in the airplanes they have Wi-Fi, so you might need to use the Wi-Fi in the plane. Flight mode is most important to disable the 5G, 4G connection, which those are going to cause interference. You can also enable the Wi-Fi calling option. You can make and receive calls over a Wi-Fi connection whenever it's available. This is the option to use if you wanted to increase the quality of the call. This is also an option. I'll disable it because I'm not sure if I want to use that. I believe these are the most useful connection settings. Let me know if you have any questions about 5G and how 5G works, and if you need to disable the 5G when you're at home on the Wi-Fi, or you should enable it. I believe you should disable the mobile data when you're at home, only to prevent weak Wi-Fi causing disconnect and then going to mobile data and using your mobile data without knowing. This is the main problem, because the phone might disconnect from the Wi-Fi and use the mobile data and you will know. But if you are on mobile data, you will know that there is this icon 5G. So if you're at home, if you see this, it means your Wi-Fi is not working. That's it. Thanks for watching.